Guys, the moment we have all been waiting for, you probably clicked on this thumbnail. Yes, it's true. It is now a buyer's market here in Texas. We've been waiting for years for this. It has been a crazy two and a half years. And if you are familiar and you've been sitting on the sidelines with what's been happening here in Houston and really a lot of the other cities here in Texas, as it has been crazy. We had a ton of factors that contributed to it being an extremely biased seller's market for the past 2 years here. Things that contributed to that included historically low interest rates, a huge influx of people moving to Texas for various reasons, and then extremely low housing inventory here in Texas. All of those things kind of snowballed into really one of the craziest real estate runs we've seen in a long time. And I am here to tell you today that that is no longer the case. So if you are a buyer and you've been thinking about moving to the Houston area for a while, today's video is going to be good news to you. We're going to walk you through why it's kind of shifted to a buyer's market, what the dynamics that are causing all of this are, and we're going to walk you through whether or not maybe it is or isn't a good time for you to buy here in the Houston market. So with that being said, let's get after it right now. All right, so let's dive into what has changed here in the market and how it shifted into a buyer's market. Before we do that though, real quick, if this is your first time to the channel and you wanna know everything that there is to know about what's going on right here in Houston, the best way to do that is subscribe to our channel, tap that bell for notifications. That way we can keep you updated. My name's Ferris and our team gets calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you that are watching our videos online trying to see if Houston is the right place for them. So if that's you, don't be shy, give us a call, shoot us a quick text, or send us an email. That way we can help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. Now, what constitutes a buyer's market versus a seller's market? Obviously, as an agent here that's actively selling, you can pick up whenever you're touching enough deals and you're running a team, you can kind of pick up on whether or not sellers have more leverage or buyers have more leverage. And we'll get into that in a minute. But the technical definition of a buyer's market is based off of a calculation called months of supply or inventory. And so long story short, it's not that crazy of a calculation, but what we'll do is we take the total number of active units on the market here in the Houston area, and then we divide it by the total number of pending sales. And basically what this ratio does is it tells us if they were to put no new homes on the market, how long would it take for all the existing homes to sell? Now, for the past 2 years, that month's supply of inventory has been exceptionally low. It has been around 1.9 months worth of supply. In equilibrium, an equal market, they say, is somewhere between 5.5 to 6.5 months worth of supply. It can vary a little bit, but that's kind of the range where you start to see an equal amount of negotiating taking place. And I didn't think I was going to be making this video this quickly because month supply last month was still in the threes. So if I look right here, last month, in the month of August, the month's supply was 3.2, which still seems like it's a seller's market. Now, obviously, there's more inventory than there was when it was 1.9 months supply. And so, sellers could start to feel that maybe their homes weren't selling for over list price in one day with 10 offers, but they were still getting an offer within a week or two, and it was reasonable. And so this month, what we've felt and what we've seen is a little bit of a slowdown, and people have been looking around kind of asking, hey, what's going on? Is it the interest rates going up? Is that keeping buyers on the sidelines? We've seen a spike in the rental market, so maybe people have decided, hey, we're just going to rent for one more year. Well, the greatest indicator of what's actually going on is the month's supply. And so the month's supply for September, as of today, is 5.8 months supply. So right around 6 months worth of supply. So as we said, the definition of an equal market is right around that 6 months supply. So why am I saying it's a buyer's market? Well, it's a buyer's market because relative to what we've experienced these past 2 years, this is hands down the best time for a buyer to purchase a home and have leverage. Whenever there's a ton of new inventory on the market, the sellers aren't going to have the same amount of buyers looking. The sellers are forced to negotiate. And so we previously in the past 2 years had to just give up. We had to sit back and tell our clients, hey, just to be honest with you, if you don't waive your appraisal on this house, somebody else is going to, you're not going to get it, and we're going to have to start all over. If you're too nitpicky in the inspection period, then we're probably going to run into issues. They're not going to agree to those repairs, and we're going to have to start all over. If you don't offer over list price, they're not going to even look at us. We're going to have to move on. So it was really, really, really difficult for buyers. Now that the inventory's up, it's been great for buyers. So we've had a couple buyers just in the past 2 weeks that have been able to get all of their closing costs covered on both new construction and resale homes. So we're seeing it affect both markets. And so let's talk resale real quick. So when we're talking about resale homes, these are homes that aren't built, they're not new construction. They're not built by builders recently. These are homes that people are currently living in that they have decided to sell. And so as they go to sell these homes, you have the ability to not only negotiate price, but negotiate repairs. And so we are able to come in below list price now with offers. We are able to include closing costs that the seller's paying for. We're able to negotiate home warranties again. And the other thing that we put out a video a week or two on that I definitely recommend you checking out is called a 2-1 buy down. But we are having sellers buy down your interest rate. You heard me correctly. So we are having sellers pay to buy your interest rate down. So if you've been waiting around and you see rates are going up, that's true. We'll probably have another video about that here very soon. Rates are going up. They're around 6% and they seem to be going up a little bit. So that being said, if you're a buyer, you're able to get the seller to pay for that now. Now, it's not guaranteed across the board. Everything is negotiable, but these sellers whose homes have been sitting on the market 30 days, 45 days now, and see the month supply creeping up, they're getting a little bit worried. And so all that's to say that is one thing that we have seen change in the landscape this past month to make it more of a buyer's market. So the other thing that you're going to start seeing more and more of as inventory stays high is you're going to see buyers be able to put in, really kind of creative offers. So previously, if you wanted to purchase a home here in Texas, you needed to have your other home sold, or you needed to qualify to buy this home without selling your other home. But now the opportunity to put in contingent offers is going to start to come up. As sellers' homes sit on the market and the only offer they have is from an out-of-state buyer that hasn't sold their home yet, they're going to give that buyer a shot to sell their home where they're coming from and have a contingency. So all of these things are playing into why it's advantageous to buy now as a buyer and why sellers are not too happy. Now, as we transition to new construction, what's happening in new construction is what we've been waiting for a long time. A lot of the builders got a little bit arrogant. They got cocky and they removed all incentives on these homes. Some of them had waiting lists for homes. You were hearing crazy stories in Austin of lotteries for homes, basically, and homes going hundreds of thousands of dollars over list price for these new construction homes. Well, that's not the case now. These builders are offering $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 price reductions. They're offering $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 incentive credits in the design center. They're offering $10,000 to $20,000 in closing costs covered. They're buying interest rates down. Some of the lenders for these builders are going out and they're buying $25 million worth of loans at lower interest rates. And then as buyers buy their products and use that lender, they're getting these lower interest rates. So they're working out all the stops, and that's going to have an effect on the resale market, because if you're a buyer and you're watching this right now and your budget's, $400,000, $600,000, whatever it is, and you go to a new construction and they're going to buy your rate down, and you go to a resale and they aren't, where are you going to end up? You're probably going to end up at the new construction. So new construction is going to apply pressure on these resale sellers to get with the program and start offering some really good incentives. They're even paying realtors more on new construction. So, no qualms about it. I'm not mad. The builders are treating us really well right now. And that tends to happen when they have fewer and fewer buyers coming through their door. They start picking up the phone and they call realtors. And so because of that, as a realtor here in Texas, when you're reaching out to us and you contact our team and you say, hey, who's offering the best incentives? Well, guess what? These builders are actually giving us information now. They're calling us and they're saying, hey, this is what's going on. We're offering $25,000, $30,000. We slashed this price, $50,000. And so for all of those reasons, if you are a buyer and you want to be in Texas, now is a great time because we don't know exactly what's going to happen. After talking with lenders, and I've talked to a bunch of different lenders, they have reason to believe that rates will start to come back down in the next 9 to 18 months. Obviously, the Fed has continued to raise the Fed funds rate, which has an effect on all of this, but they expect interest rates to eventually come back down. And so we don't know how long this buyer's market per se will last because as soon as interest rates come back down, we'll see an influx of buyers, and then that month's supply of inventory should come back down. So I hope this kind of helps. I hope this is encouraging to you. I'm sure that this video has raised as many questions as it's answered. And so, like we always say, if you are looking to move to Houston, don't do it alone. That's what we make these videos for. That's what our whole channel's about. That's what our team is built around. So if you have any questions, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we will help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. We'll see you guys in the next video.